different African countries to talk about their experience as African immigrants living here in the US. And as you know, the theme of today is basically breaking barriers and building bridges between Africans and African Americans. So tonight's speeches will be themed by that. But before we get started, we would like to welcome Uncle Perry, the founder of the Black Art Festival. It's been going on for 35 years, guys. So welcome Uncle Perry so he can welcome us. Woo!
Jumbo. Yeah. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for having consciousness of our well-being. And without this, we couldn't do it without you. So we appreciate your being here, and thank you, thank you, thank you. All right?
Thank you, Uncle Perry. Thank you for having us here, and thank you for having us and allowing us to do this. As he said, we are one people. We are the people of our ancestors. And so to get us started, tonight we'll start with Miss Vera, all the way from Nigeria, who's also the owner of Denver Digest, which is an African magazine here. As you know, it is important that we tell our stories with our voices and with our pens, and she's helping us do that. So welcome her.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I should use this one? Hello? Hello? I can use both? Okay. I welcome everybody, but I'm going to do that in my language, Igbo. Igbo kwenu. You're going to say, hey. Hey. Igbo kwenu. Hey. Igbo kwenu. Hey. Colorado kwenu. Hey. Africa kwenu. Hey. America kwenu. Hey. Everybody kwezwono. Hey. Hey. Okay. I will say again, ndibaye ndewonu, meaning my people, welcome. My name is Azuka Idam. Like he mentioned, I'm the publisher of the Denver Digest magazine, an African magazine here in Colorado. I am from Nigeria by origin. My country is a huge country by population. It has 36 states and speaks over 500 languages. Over 500 languages. So when I speak one language, I actually do speak 3 languages. But I'm going to keep it at the first one language so that I don't bore you guys. I'm here as one of the representatives of the African descent, people of African descent here in Colorado. It is an honor to be here, to be invited by the organizers to be part of this delightful occasion. And I see that people are here to celebrate this great occasion. So ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to this spectacular event to show the Black art, our craft, and all manner of creativity which gain expression in the way we look, in the way we dress, in the way we eat, the way we enjoy music, and generally the way we live. I welcome everyone, and because of the theme of this year's event, which especially requests the presence of Africans, and like Amadou said, to bridge the gap, it is from my heart that I say, I meet you again. I meet you again, sister. I meet you again, brother. We are all long lost siblings. I will not let you go. Please don't let me go. I'll try to keep you close to my heart. Please try and keep me close to your heart. We are brothers. We are sisters. The colonists came and took our African brothers away, Then some of them stayed behind to tear the rest of us apart so that they could plunder our land. Don't you think it must have been hard for both of us? I mean, the people that were taking away and the people that stayed. It was hard. Think of it. Think about it. Your forefathers, your foreparents did not sell you. No, they didn't. They couldn't even sell you. They loved you. But somehow, we had bad accomplices that took you away. But that is why I say we'll meet again. Let's help again. Let's help each other grow together. Let's pull each other up, not just by our bootstrings, but by our cufflinks. Thank you.
All right, great. Give her another round of applause, please. Thank you, Vera. And as you said, we'll keep you close to our hearts, and please do. And we have to do so because we are from a continent that is so great, a continent that is so large, over 55 countries, from west to east. And now that we've just heard from our sister from Nigeria, we are going to travel all the way to East Africa and go to North Sudan. And yes, please welcome our sister Wafa. Wafa Said, please.
Is that good? All right. Hello, my name is Wafa Said. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I'm short. I'm a friend, a community advocate, and I am Sudanese. I would like you all to just take a moment for all the lives that we have lost due to COVID, to hate, to police brutality, to genocide. Can you all please join me in a moment of silence as we honor these lives? During the murder of George Floyd, I read an article that was headlined, "All mothers were summoned," when George Floyd called out for his mother. It broke my heart. It broke my heart because as an African woman, I grew up with the notion that a man may be the head of the household, but it's the mother who makes it a home. The strongest and the most important role in Africa is that role of a woman. I was taught that the difference between a broken community and a thriving one is the presence of women. And when women and girls rise, their communities and their countries rise with them. So I would like to take this time to thank all the mothers here today, the mothers of the diaspora, the mothers who raised the most prominent civil rights activists in American history. I hope you know that we see you, and we thank you for being the strong, beautiful mothers in our lives, and for allowing us to grow up and be this strong, this informed, and this empowered. As an African American immigrant in America, I realized that my Black skin was no different than that of my African American sister who stood next to me. I realized that her fight was my fight, that a white man or a white woman saw us the same, and we now have to move the same. Only the difference is she carries more trauma into this world as it's intergenerational, and it's all her people knew for 400 years. From slavery and Jim Crow laws to now living and operating in a system that doesn't respect, honor, or persevere, or preserve the Black body. But she too, like myself, will be a mother. She too, like myself, will have a Black son. And then it hit me. She too will be a mother of a Black son in America. She too will have the same fears, the same conversations, and she too will hold her breath till her husband and her son are safe back in her arms. So as I actively fight white supremacy within my circle, I had to step back and realize that my marginalization within our own community does exist. So I stand here with a message to my immigrant brothers and sisters of Africa. If you're not actively fighting for Black Americans, you're complicit. The only difference between your journey to America is that it was by choice. Now you too are living and operating in a system that doesn't respect, honor, and preserve your Black body. When you're not hungry for Black justice, it's usually because you're too full in privilege, blinded by a false narrative of a dream that was not meant for us. Be hungry for Black justice. Be hungry for Black peace. And be hungry for Black unity. Because unity in diversity is Africa's strength. Tell me, can you feel it? So much love to share. Pure Blackness, oneness so rare. So much love to care. There can only be unity. Let the strength and unity of Mama Africa be what brings our two worlds. You are compartmentalizing 400 years of history that suffered, died, and lost for you to be here. This is our fight just as much as it was 60 years ago. In Islam, we say your unjust is only against our own selves. And I think to believe in a higher being is to believe that ethnic diversity is part of a divine plan, a means of enrichment. I ask God to guide our hearts to mend and heal them so that we may plant seeds of love and not of division. I ask God to root our activism in love that always keeps space open for minds to converse and shift. We need each other. We need everyone in this battle for equality, freedom, and justice, whether here in the States or back home. We need equality to be the cornerstone in all of our legislative and community actions. We need each other. But overall, we need a reservoir of hope for humanity to pull from. Because humanity is not a race, it's not a people or one person, it's not a country or a religion, and it's not an orientation. It doesn't discriminate by tribe or by ethnicity. Humanity unites. We need each other, and we need the strength of our mothers. Thank you.
And the man I want to introduce right now is someone I've seen work by this, who stood with all African communities whenever there was something going on in any of the communities. I've literally seen him at every protest. I've seen him at every community gathering, whether it is with the NAACP of Aurora that he's organizing and leading, or whether it is with the other African immigrant communities. So please welcome Dr. Omar Montgomery to the stage.
And fall on your way up to the stage. So I'm trying to be very careful. With that stated, I want to thank the founder of the Black Arts Movement, Uncle Perry, and thank ALG and the work that they're doing to bring us all here together. I'm going to be brief because if you leave me up here for a while and begin to talk about the spirit of African Americans and Africans coming together, I could talk for hours. And some of you in here I've known for a while. Some of you we've ran across each other in the community. But just let me share this quick story. So I went to go visit Ghana, and when we were sitting over there having lunch, somebody reminded me that, yeah, you spent time in Ghana. I felt at home. And then when I went to the place where we were staying, and brothers and sisters was coming by saying, hey, we just want to welcome you to the community, I felt at home. So I say that to say that whenever I step anywhere with any group of African descent, I always feel at home. Somewhere in there, we are connected. Somewhere in there, there's something we can discuss that binds us and brings us closer together. So when I hear the sister who was the first speaker to say, hey, here's how I would like to be received. I can speak on behalf of the Aurora branch of the NAACP. When you step in the NAACP, you are at home. You are welcome. We are there to make sure that we all prosper and that we all are bridge builders. See, I'm an old school guy, so I went to an old school church. For anybody who know about old school African American churches, first of all, they can go on for hours. That part, I'm still adjusting to. Even when I go to church, I'm like, Pastor, how long is it going to be? And he's like, Omar, you know, God don't have a time. I said, brother, but the football game come on there too. So how long is it going to be? But when I was a kid, I used to sing in the choir, and there was a song called This Little Light of Mine. I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. All over this world, I'm going to let it shine. So I began to imagine if Africans all over the world are unified and we let our light shine, how much more can we accomplish? If we in Gambia, Nigeria, Sudan, Cuba, Haiti, South America, and we're all unified, how much we can accomplish in this world. And by the way, how much have we already accomplished in this world that goes unnoticed? They're trying to write it out of the history books. You wouldn't have math if it wasn't for our people who thought about the pyramids. You wouldn't have water irrigation if it wasn't for people that lived in desert communities and figured out how to travel water there so that they can grow crops. That's what we brought back to the United States. Yes, we were kidnapped, but our spirit and soul for survival has always been here. We're not slaves, we're Africans that arrived here a different way. So as I close, I say that it is natural for us to come together. It is natural for us to bond together, work with each other, and become bridge builders for each other. So on behalf of the Aurora branch of the NAACP, we thank ALG, we thank our community, and we love you all, and we look forward to working with you and building a better society for all of us. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bakri Sonko, and I came here about 26 years ago in family. By profession, I am a scientist. I was recruited from Gambia to come here and work at the University of Colorado School of Medicine. I was there for 10 years as an assistant professor doing nutrition research. During that time, I have encountered many people, many Africans, and that journey has made me experience a lot of things that I want to briefly share with you. But before I go on, I want to thank the African Leadership Group, Papa and his group, for allowing me and for all of us who are here as speakers to bring us together as the African Immigrant Community as well as the African American Community. And I think that is pretty important. A lot of the speakers prior to me have referenced the experience of African Americans. I also know about this. When I was in primary school, there's an author that you may know called Alex Haley. Alex Haley came to investigate the book that he wrote that turned out to be Roots. Roots' story is based on a village called Jufure, which is 3 miles away from where I come from. So I know Alex Haley. I've seen him, in person when he was researching, and I have gone to that village where the story is based. And that village is in Gambia. As you may have heard from other speakers, Gambia is a relatively very small, I think it's the smallest country on the African continent. It has a population about 2.5 million, and that is relatively small compared to other African countries. But we have a big heart in Gambia, and we welcome everybody. And one of the terms that's been coined for Gambia is that it's the smiling coast of West Africa. So that means everybody who comes there is welcome. We have tens of thousands of tourists that come to visit Gambia, including African Americans. And I would encourage all of you who are African Americans as well as immigrants to try one day to make a visit to Gambia. You'll be most welcome. I want to take this opportunity to recognize the contribution of African Americans to culture. They have immensely enriched the culture and civilization of the world, not only America, but the world at large. If you look around, be it music, be it civil rights activities, be it academia, and other things, they have enormously enriched our societies and our cultures. And therefore, I think it is fitting for me, at least, to recognize that and to thank them for that, and to say we are very proud as immigrants of your accomplishments. This actually is a testament to the talent of African Americans and their resilience. So I think I just want to say how proud I am of the African American accomplishment. And therefore, I think it is very important that we look at our collaboration, potential collaborations in all spheres, that we can combine those together and try to make the best use of them for our own benefits.
All right. Well, thank you very much, the African Leadership and the Black Arts Festival, for this opportunity. It's very funny how we from the same continent, the same race, have division in our midst, but we're at work, and in different organizations, we're all united. We don't have no fights. And I find it so funny how there's division between African American and Africans. And it's been my goal since I moved to Colorado 5 years ago to see how I can bridge the gap, especially between the youths. I see there's a big disconnection between the youths, and especially the African youths and African American youths, in connecting to what is really going on in the community. And that leads me to what I'll be talking about today, which is unity in our community. I grew up in a home where I was taught humanity is a tree, and that each person is like a branch on a tree, each one distinct but connected to the root. However, when I went out into the world, I discovered that things were very different. For minor reasons like race, color, gender, there was division, chaos, disharmony, and violence. True unity occurs when people recognize the values that diverse culture, personalities, viewpoints, lifestyle, gender, and ethnicity can bring into our life and into our society. How can we promote unity? Unity is fostered in the way that we teach our children, communicate to our friends, interact with our co-workers, treat strangers, and even think about other people globally. My message today is to encourage us to strive for unity within ourselves as a community, not just as Africans, not just as African Americans, but as a whole with every color and every race. We should see diversity differently when we start seeing, we will see diversity differently when we start seeing diversity as a potential to foster greatness. We will stop seeing people differently and start seeing their beauty, growth, power, glory, expansion, and even more. We all should strive to consciously keep choosing to respect all kinds and the differences in every human being. We all must keep intentionally have peace with all men, respect their uniqueness, and also promote diversity in our community. And this can only be achieved collectively and when we put in intentional efforts. We need to unlearn our prejudice against individuals who do not look like us, think like us, sound like us, act like us. We need to start choosing daily to talk right, act right, open our minds to individual differences so we may put an end to the division.
I want to first of all just say thank you for being here. We're here to celebrate. This is the 35th year of the Colorado Black Arts Festival. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And we've had a hard year. It's been hard for everyone. And so I want to invite you to have some fun this weekend. Let's celebrate. Let's have a good time. You know, let's enjoy ourselves, because it's been so hard and it's been so painful, and everything is on the table now. You know, with social media and the internet, it's on the table. The gig is up. White supremacy delusion. I say delusion because it is a delusion to think that you're supreme to other people. So the gig is up. We know the truth now. So I invite you to celebrate, have a good time, bring your friends, your family, everybody out, because this is the 35th year, and that's a big deal. That's a really big deal, because we know that we have had so many weapons formed against us. Since the time we stepped foot on this soil, there's been a plot to destroy us. And the fact that we're still here is a miracle. And that's why when I'm on grass, when I can connect to Mother Earth, because I say it's all holy ground. It's a miracle that we're all here. It is holy ground. So we give thanks for that. We honor our ancestors. We thank them for their struggle, for their passion, for their work, and for their love. What they did allowed us to be here today. There was a time when we couldn't learn how to read. There was a time when that white supremacy had their foot on our neck, constantly trying to tear us down. But we are still here. So I love you, I love me, I love us, I love everyone in the African diaspora. And for us to come together as one, for us to recognize the fact that we are one, that's a big deal. And we need to honor that. We need to honor that, and we need to spread that message and continue to spread that message. Everywhere we go, spread that message to your family, your friends, on your social media pages. Spread that message. We are one. When we are torn apart and when we buy into that sick ideology that we are not together, that we are not one, that some of us are better than others, that's sick. And it's a plot to keep us down. So when we come together as one and we love on each other and we project love to each other. When I see another black person, I smile. Hi, how you doing? I just met this sister today and she told me I'm beautiful. I said, you're beautiful too. That's the way we gotta love on each other. We cannot let the hate come into our hearts and turn us against one another. When I hear black people say, I don't want to live around black people, what's wrong with having a black neighbor? Why would you not want to live around your own people? That's the kind of ideology that destroys us. We have to lift each other up because we are stronger together. We are stronger together.
Hello, my name is Asfaha. I am from Eritrea, and I have been here in this country for 28 years. I just wanted to talk a little bit about African immigrants and African American. We are all have the same origin. The example of unity is, if we say it is a marriage, about a bride and a groom. When they light the candle, they become one, and it's a symbol of oneness. In the Bible, I just want to mention a verse from the Bible, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9 to 12. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up. But pity is a man who falls and has no one to help him up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defeat themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. When the two come together, there are advantage. How come when a society when a big group stay together, they accomplish and they gain a lot of things. And I just want to mention about our Savior, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Jesus spoke about unity. He is the origin of unity. So as a group, as a community, we have to have a unity. I just want to mention about what Jesus said in John chapter 17, verse 11, so that they may be one as we are one. So the origin of unity is who? God. So God and Jesus prayed for the unity of his followers. Jesus prayed for the believers for unity. And as a society also, we have to have a unity. When you have a unity, you have a strength. When you have a unity, you can accomplish a lot of things.
Thank you, Papa and the African Leadership Group. A few years ago when I was younger, I'm old now, when I was a little younger, I worked at Comcast. And I had this girl called Ashley that I like, We like each other. And so there was an event in the Liberian community. So I invited Ashley to be my date. And when she came with me, there were a few girls in the community that was me mocking her. And I didn't really see her, The next day at work, Ashley said to me, how come Africans don't like African Americans? And so I argued with her the entire day at work. I go back home, I talk to my friend Rose, who part of the community, and I say, is that true? She said, no. She said, but we think that African Americans don't like us. And so there is this profound, unspoken rift between African American and African. And it's nice for us to come here and give all these speeches about unity, but I think it's blind optimism. It's the idea that somehow we can talk about unity without, finding practical ways to bring us together. So, Papa, I want to challenge you. You're one of the biggest leaders in the community. Help us find practical ways, because seeing is one thing, right? We can come here and give all the best speeches about unity, right? But if we can find practical ways to come together, I think we can move forward. So, thank you for the opportunity.
So I have to start in Ethiopian and say hi, Ndem nachu. Ndem nachu. So I said, how are you guys? And I'm here to say thank you to my sister and my brothers who paid all the pains and everything for us to exist and even to live a beautiful life in Denver in America. And I can feel it in your great grandparents, and they're not here to accept our thanks, but I can feel it in the art, in the music. You can see the struggle that they went through for us to exist as a family, as a community. And I live here about 21 years. And in my 21 years in Denver, I've probably not seen the ugliest of the American history. But I'm benefited. I have a business, a coffee business, and also a car business, and I serve in my community as a young adult minister for the last 15 years. And I have a family, 2 kids, and all this because of you guys, because of your family. I'm asking you to join me and to join others to blend each other. Let's help our business, let's help our family, let's help our communities, especially by electing people who talk like us, think like us. Doesn't necessarily have to be the color or anything, but the way they think. If it's look like us, let's vote them in. So, like Papa usually say this word, so I want to say the same word in close. We need every chair necessary at the table. If we're not in the table, definitely. Menu is better, but he probably the goods to prepare the food problem. So let's have more chairs at the table, so that way we don't have to worry about what they talk about, what they're going to do to us. And thank you so much. Thank you, Papa, for allowing me. My name is Mickey, and hopefully you'll taste my coffee. My sister is on the way. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I am a generational Colorado Black Arts Festival person. This is legacy for me, so I feel very honored that you all are here. My uncle started the festival 35 years ago, and here I am. So, and then I have my daughter in the audience, and my sons are driving carts around. So we are in it to win it. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all for coming. We are blessed to have a rich and a very a deep history in Colorado with the arts, and it is my pleasure to have ALG be part of that celebration. My name is Dana Mangotwani, and I am married to a South African. And so I feel very connected to the continent. I love Black people, but I also want to acknowledge that we have allies. We have allies in the audience, and we make the world so much better when we work together for a common cause.
Hello. Bonsoir. Nangadef? Hello. My name is Dr. Ann Kiki. It is so great to see you. I just want you to look around you and look at the trees that you're looking at. When you see a great looking tree, it's all because of its roots. The tree gets its nutrient from its roots, and that root is what makes the tree stronger. Together, we are stronger. Together, we can go far. It doesn't matter